It's Amy. Welcome back to Too Blessed. Today I'm going to be talking about a serious subject. It will most likely be emotional. So if you don't like that kind of video, you probably just want to leave now. I made a video like this, well, similar to this last year. I think it was on this day. I can't remember for sure. I'll have to go back and look. But October 15th, which is the day that I'm going to publish this video, is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Day, or Remembrance Day, I think it's called. And then actually the whole month of October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month. And so this is something that's very close to my heart because the emotions are starting already because we have experienced this. And so when I made a video, like I said, I think it was last year, and I'll go ahead and link that. I'll try to put it in the description box, and I'll also put an iCard up in the upper right hand corner. That is our miscarriage story. So I'm not really going to go through like the story today because I have shared that before and don't really know that I can handle that right now. So, what I want to talk about today is a little bit more of just how we have dealt with it and how we, honor the memory of our baby. I didn't think I was going to get quite this emotional. The reason it's a little more difficult is that right now is right around the time that we found out we were pregnant. And it's been 6 years. Whew. But it really was right around this time in October that we found out we were pregnant. And so then when this day comes up every year, it is a little bit harder to think about that. Ooh, okay. We're going to get through this. So like I said, it was around October that we found out we were pregnant. And just for those of you that have not watched the video, that do not know the story, we were about 12 weeks, and it was the week before Thanksgiving when we lost our baby. So, woo, this can be harder than I thought. So it's always been really important to me, ever since we experienced this loss, that we would recognize and honor and remember our baby and talk about it and just not forget, because I mean it's really impossible to forget, but to maybe for my husband and I to sort of remind each other, you know, that we still remember. So, oh my goodness. I did not think this was going to be this hard. So just kind of a few things that we have done. Everyone deals with this type of situation very differently. Some people, you know, probably just prefer not to talk about it, and that's fine. You know, everyone deals with grief in a different way. And so we can't really say, well, this is what you need to do when you're grieving. That's not how it works. So, you know, I'm kind of sharing what we have done, what we have gone through, but I'm not saying that that's what everyone has to do or what anyone has to do. It's just what we have done, what has helped us. So we have actually, I have quite a few little kind of reminders around the house. We are Christians. We very firmly believe that life begins at conception, that, as soon as that life begins to grow, it is a life. And so we really feel very strongly about honoring that. In fact, I don't even personally, I don't care for the term pregnancy loss, because I feel like it sort of diminishes the fact that it was a baby, and it, like I said, it might be easier for some people to refer to it as a pregnancy loss for themselves, to minimize the feeling of it. But for me, I don't like to refer to it that way. So I either refer to it as, we had a miscarriage or we lost our baby, because we lost a baby just as much as someone who gave birth to a baby and then lost the baby. It was still a baby. That's how we feel about it. So we just like to remind ourselves that that our baby is part of our family. And so I have a few pictures that I'm going to insert as I go along. Some of the things that we have that that sort of fulfill that purpose for us. The first one being this necklace that I'm wearing, and I know you can't see it very well, so I'm going to insert a close-up picture of it. One of my sisters actually bought this necklace for me, and unfortunately the heart is getting really tarnished, as you can see in that picture, but I don't care. I'm still going to wear it. I love it. It says a piece of my heart is in heaven, and that is completely true. So I like having that, and just remembering, like I said, we are Christians, and we firmly believe that our baby is in heaven and that we will see him one day. So that is something that really helps us, to not just think that we never got to see him, we never got to hold him, and then he's just gone, but to remember that we will actually get to see him someday. That's one of the other things that we did. Of course, we were only 12 weeks, so we did not know if our baby was a boy or a girl. But we had kind of joked a little bit, and my husband was very convinced that it was going to be a boy, and I would tell him that I thought it was a girl, just to kind of irritate him a little. But then and he would, he would joke a little bit and say that if the baby was a boy, that we would name him Steve, and he would be Steve Jr. We probably actually wouldn't have done that, but that's kind of what we decided, is that instead of just referring and saying the baby or it, which I really don't like, we just sort of decided that to make it easier for ourselves, we would think of the baby as having been a boy, and we refer to him as Junior when we talk about him. So it just helps us, to have more of a connection. And then, like I said, a few other things that we have around the house. You've all seen this piece of artwork behind me in most of my videos, most of my sit-down videos anyway, because I usually do them sitting right here on the sofa. I actually made this, and I'm going to insert some closer-up pictures for you. But I made this out of, I cut the little petal shapes out of all different kinds of scrapbook papers, And in that close-up picture, you could see the circle that's in the center was a scrapbook paper that had, I actually had a collection of papers that had different family words on them. And so the center one, I'm trying to remember now. The center one, I believe, has words that say like family and things like that. And then the petals immediately around that circle have one has like father, daddy, those kind of words. One of them has like mother and mommy type of words. And then one has baby or, baby, child, that kind of thing. And so I use those three papers together, doing the first row of petals and then the family in the center. And so that is, I love this piece because it is really beautiful to me. I love that I made it. Of course, I saw the idea on Pinterest. I'm not trying to say that I, created the idea, but the idea of using the family words, I did come up with that myself. And so I love that it has that meaning, but it's not like in your face kind of meaning, like constant, like a constant reminder or something like that, but it's subtle, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And I very much love that, and I can't imagine that I'm ever going to get rid of that or ever take it down. It's always going to be there. Then we also have a picture, and I had seen this idea also. I think I first saw it on Facebook, and went and looked up some different ideas and things like that. One of my sisters does a little bit of photography. And a couple of years ago, when we were at my mom and dad's house for Thanksgiving, she had offered to do family pictures for each of us. And I sent her a few of the pictures that I had seen and was asking her if she could maybe do something similar for us. And this is what she came up with. So obviously, she took some pictures of us, my husband and I, and then she added in the little silhouette figure, and then she added the words on it. And I've also got that hanging in one of my gallery walls that's in our entryway, like right when you come in the front door. And I'm also going to insert a picture of that so you can just see where we have that picture. So again, that is just so meaningful, so precious to us that we have that. And actually, I forgot to mention the sister that did the photos for us. She's the same one that bought me this necklace. That is my sister, Kirsten. And so if you live in Missouri and you need some pictures done, she also makes beautiful cakes, her and my sister, Krista. So let me know if you need their information. A little business plug here. So just I really enjoy having those little reminders around. We also have an ornament for our Christmas tree that is one of those little picture frames, but it actually says baby's first Christmas on it. And we got that one the very first Christmas right after we had our miscarriage, and I actually have a copy of one of our ultrasound pictures in that frame. So just little reminders like that they're important to me, but they're helpful to me, but it may not be for someone else. Someone else, it might be easier not to see those things. And I will say, at first, when we first lost the baby, those type of things would have been very difficult, very painful. But now that we're a little further away, a little further removed, they become, instead of painful reminders, they become more sweet reminders. Oh. And then some of the other things that we do between my husband and I, we we usually exchange cards for Mother's Day and Father's Day. I feel like that's really important to remind each other that, you know, I'm a mother and he's a father. Okay, so right in the middle of being all emotional, my phone popped up and said my storage was full, and I had to go delete a bunch of old videos. So I've had a little time to recover now. So I was talking about the celebrating Mother's Day and Father's Day. This year for Father's Day, I bought my husband a gift, and I'll probably try to insert a closer picture of this, but I was just going to show it to you. I bought him this little Precious Moments figurine, and it's called Safe in the Arms of Jesus. And I just thought it was so very, very sweet. And we actually keep that. Our bed has a one of those bookcase headboards, and so we keep it on the shelf right there. We can see it every day, um, and I love it. So it was really as much for me as it was for him, but I gave it to him for Father's Day. Um, and I think that's an important point too, is that a lot of times with miscarriage, with infant loss, um, maybe more so with miscarriage, we tend to focus on the mothers, you know, and how difficult it is for the mother. But that was just as much of a loss for my husband as it was for me. Um, so I think it's always good to remember the fathers in those type of situations. So, like I said, I just wanted to share some of those things with you, some of the things we've done to kind of help ourselves cope and at the same time remember. So if you made it all the way through this video and all the tears, if you're new here, I would love to have you subscribe to my channel. The reason that this was so important to me is when I first started my channel, my intent was that I wanted to help people. I wanted to reach out to people who are going through some of the same things that I have been through, and maybe just offer some help, some, you know, maybe some advice, but just to let you know that you're not alone, that there are others. And so if that type of content interests you, I would love to have you subscribe. But we're also doing some fun things here too. I've been doing a lot of fall decor, getting ready to start Christmas decor, which I'm really excited about. So definitely subscribe if you want to keep up with what's going on here. So thanks for watching this video, guys, and I will see you in the next one.